In the last video, we learned about the props we can output, this utility information, and regarding the history object, the utility methods even we can use to navigate around or find out where we are at. Now, what if we actually want to get this information not in one of our containers, so not in a component which was loaded through a route as defined in the block.js file, but in a component which is rendered as part of such a container, like the posts container. The posts container is loaded with this route here in the block container. And the posts container simply renders the post component then. Now, if we go into that post component and for a second we turn this post component into a component where we actually return JSX like this. If we dare now console log the props, then you will actually see that the props in the post components, we see that 4 times because we're rendering 4 posts, it's just offer clicked title. There is no match location history prop in there as we have it in the posts component, plural, not the single one. So the routing related props are not passed down the component tree. We can't access them in components which we simply embed as part of the JSX code of a container. Now, if we wanted to use the props there are 2 ways to get access. One, of course, is we can pass them on with the spread operator and this props. This passes any props this posts container has onto the post component. Of course, we could also explicitly target certain props. Like, for example, if you want to pass on the match property, we could also do this props match. Now, this is one way of passing it on, but there also is a higher order component we can use on the post component. There we can import something which is called withRouter from React Router DOM. Now, withRouter is a higher order component which we use by wrapping our export with it, just like that. With this added, if we now save all files, you see that now that the props are output for the individual posts, they do have a history, location, and match property. So withRouter adds these props to other components, to any component we wrap with it. So withRouter is a nice way of making that component route aware, and it will use or it will get the props containing the information for the nearest loaded route. So in this case, since post is included in posts, we get the same props as we receive in posts. I'm going to remove it here, but this is one way for you to get access to routing related props, which you might need for calling push on the history prop or for getting information about the loaded route. This is one way of getting access using this approach of accessing props with the higher order component here. Now again, I'm removing it here, so I'm going back to the original state for my post component. I just wanted to share this with you.